Hello, I'm David Hester, and this is the Bible Health 101 show. Today, we're talking about the benefits of calcium. All right, I'm going to make this a short program. I have a lot more information on this subject, but to keep from misquoting it from memory, if you would like the documentation, I would be happy to send it to you. Just send me an email at davidhester@biblehealth101.com. Also, in case I forget to mention this at the end of the show, please feel free to post your comments, questions, concerns, anything you'd like below these videos, and I will respond in a timely manner. Okay, so today we're talking about the benefits of calcium, and calcium is one of these six major minerals. Okay, and you know, getting an adequate amount of calcium is critical to your health. Okay. I'm not saying that the other major minerals aren't important. They're very important as well. But calcium by far stands alone in terms of the many health benefits and the beneficial effects that it has on our bodies. Okay? Now, I'm kind of a purist, okay? And I believe that the best way to get any of your vitamins and minerals is from the foods that you eat. Okay? Now, I'm also a realist, and the reality is that most of us today are not getting proper nutrition from the foods that we eat. Okay? Think about it. We eat all of these processed foods where all of the nutrition is stripped from the food. Okay, there's actually more nutrition in the packaging of processed foods than there is in the food itself. Okay, now there's other reasons that we don't get our adequate amounts of vitamins and minerals in our diets. Think about age. Okay, as we age, we don't absorb as much nutrients as we did while we were younger. Okay, another reason, just to keep it simple, is poor eating habits. We don't eat right. We choose the wrong foods. We have no problem skipping the outer parameter of the grocery stores, which is where all of the good foods are located, and going straight to the box and to the cans. And because we do not choose the best foods while we're shopping, we're not eating the best foods when we're eating. Okay, so there's another reason. For instance, for a reason that some people don't get enough calcium is because they're lactose intolerant, and they believe that the only way that you can get calcium is through dairy products. Okay, and dairy products are a good way to get calcium, but they are by far not the only way, okay, to get calcium. Now, if you're going to have dairy products, I advocate that you don't use the products that you can buy at your regular grocery store, but that you search after raw milk, and raw goat's milk is the best. Okay, the pasteurization process destroys the benefits of milk and actually make it of no health value at all to us today. Okay, so there's a lot of us that are at risk of a calcium deficiency. Okay, and that could be really tragic because there's a number of calcium deficiencies, and the symptoms that go along with that are pretty dangerous. But we can, if we're not getting it through the food intake, we can get high quality calcium through supplements. Okay, and I think it's really important that you take supplements, especially if you have a vegetarian or vegan diet. Now, just as a little commercial, in the product section of our website, we have a product line called Healthy Fix, which we wholeheartedly endorse, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, we know that calcium is good for building strong bones. Okay, so getting enough calcium and vitamin D helps to prevent things like osteoporosis. Okay, and even the FDA allows products that are high in calcium to say that diets high in calcium may reduce the risk of osteoporosis. Okay, now there's been a whole lot of studies that link calcium supplementation to increased bone density. Okay, if you want that information, like I said, just email me. I'm not going to go over it all here. It's also becoming more and more well known that calcium helps to speed up the weight loss process. It used to be thought that that you because dairy products are good sources of calcium, but they're also high in saturated fats, that you're supposed to avoid dairy and by default calcium. And so it was thought that if you wanted to lose weight, that you shouldn't get any dairy and therefore calcium into your system. That's the old way of thinking, okay? Because there's a lot of new research now that that confirms the fact that calcium helps speed up the weight loss process. Now, if you would like documentation of that, again, send me an email. There's been studies published in obesity research that that validate that validate what I'm saying here. Calcium is also associated with reduced risk of rectal cancer. Okay, so I have information on that as well if you need to. Now, what foods are high in calcium? Well, obviously dairy products, but it's not the only way to get calcium in your diet. And you could think about foods like Chinese cabbage, kale, spinach, broccoli, tofu, pink salmon. Those are all great alternative calcium sources. I would actually look to those things as my calcium source. Now, when I was talking about supplementation earlier, there's two types of calcium supplements. One is the good kind. The other is the bad kind. Okay, so in video number 2 today, I will talk to you about the different types of calcium supplements. Well, thanks so much for listening to the Bible Health 101 show today. I'm David Hester. If you have any questions, comments, concern, please post them below the video on YouTube or below the video in the comments section on my website. Okay, shalom.